Everyone has played Minecraft. I'm sure lots of people even remember their first world, or at least their first time playing. I know I do. Now, what if your first world was different? What if the longer you played, the stranger it became, yet more familiar as well? What if you weren't alone? I found a channel on YouTube that has videos showing just that, and it contains a Minecraft story full of heartbreak, disaster, betrayal, and deceit. Join me as we take a dive into the mystery of Gustav Johansson. The YouTube channel Gustav Johansson at first glance seems to be just some videos covering Minecraft beta version, but upon closer inspection you see that some videos are different. We'll be getting to those soon enough though. For now, let's focus on the first video, titled Minecraft Beta Testing Log 12/11/2010. It begins with us meeting Eric Anderson. He claims he was picked to beta test Minecraft in its infancy. He says that he has been given a list of what to do from the devs. So for a majority of the time we spend with him, his videos focus on just that. Pretty early on in the video, we see the first of many cuts in the series. As Eric is chopping trees, the video cuts. I'm fairly confident that this was just to save time, but anything's really possible, especially this early on. Next on his list, after collecting wood, is to just build a house. Now pay attention to the area around where he builds, with a cliff and steep drops behind and a small area to build on top of the hill. Once he's finished with building, he says that the next thing the devs want him to do is build a garden. So off he goes to collect some flowers. Pretty soon he gets to his next task, trap a sheep. I must admit, these are some pretty odd tasks to ask, especially coming right from the devs. Eric eventually does trap the sheep, but thankfully he speeds up the footage so I don't have to. Once he successfully captures it, we get our first major hint that something's not right here. As we can see, for a split second when he turns around we see a flash of red. The first time I saw this I thought it was just a pig in the distance, but upon slowing down and pausing the video we can see that it is a red player in the distance, just watching Eric. From now on I'm going to refer to this entity as Red Steve. Eric shows no reaction to this, so we can just assume he didn't even see it. So after a small cut he collects more flowers and even stumbles onto some pumpkins. As it gets darker he plants the flowers, a sapling, and a pumpkin. Near the end of the video, he gets into a fight with some zombies, and instead of going into his house like any normal player would, he runs to the side of his house, digs a hole, and takes cover there. Shortly after the video ends. The only really strange thing was the sighting of Red Steve, but with no information we have really no idea what this entity could be or why it's in Eric's world. So let's take a look at the next video, titled Int cptd Phone Call, 5/12/2010. It starts off normal enough. Two men are just talking about moving to the city, and then they begin talking about the development of Minecraft.
Brainstorming ways to make the game more accessible and user-friendly. We wanted people of all ages, backgrounds, whatever, to be able to play it and have like a fun, immersive experience, you know?
Talking about adding various mechanics like hunger and sprinting.
It's good. Yeah, we're dabbling with a bunch of new mechanics like hunger, a sprinting mechanic, all sorts of different things to make the game stand out.
One of the men begins talking about players taking the game at their own pace. He also mentions making the flowers and trees in the world more vibrant, special, and unique.
Or maybe the flowers and the trees in the world are more vibrant and special, unique.
That's a pretty specific thing to mention. What's even more strange is that trees and flowers were two things that Eric claims Minecraft's developers tasked him with getting. It's not entirely confirmed whether or not Eric is connected to these two individuals, but it is an interesting connection. It gets more interesting near the end, though. Just watch.
What's the word?
Huh?
Like, what do you call that? I'm blanking on it.
Is it, personalization?
After the man on the right's face begins to distort, we get text popping up saying things like, "Don't trust it, they always see," and "they know." Don't trust it. Don't trust Red Steve? More importantly, who's they, what have they seen, and what do they know? Only time will tell. And still without more clues, let's go on to the next video. This next video is titled Minecraft Beta Testing Log 12/12/2010, and we return to Eric with another look at his world. Did anyone else catch that? I'll play it again and see if you notice what's wrong. The area where Eric emerged from is not where he built last time. Yeah, his house is there along with his garden, but the terrain is completely different. Eric's garden is now planted next to a long, flat stretch of land, where before he built it right to the edge. Strangest of all is that Eric doesn't even seem bothered by it. The way he's acting makes it seem like he never even noticed it. We also see there's now a surplus of grass when there was none to be found last time. There is a small glitch in the text that occurs when Eric looks at the flowers though. He states, "Really pretty flowers, cool feature." But for a single frame, the word flowers is replaced with G4T_EQ. Could this be part of a link, a code? As of writing this script, I'm still unsure as to what it means or where it fits in. After some more walking around, Eric finds where he supposedly trapped the sheep last time. Except there is no sheep, just mutton. This is yet another inconsistency with the items apparently being in Beta 1.0, since mutton was added to Minecraft in 1.8 from 2014, a whole 4 years after this is supposed to be recorded. There's obviously something going on with Eric's copy of the game. Eric then takes a trip underground. He ventures for a bit before finding himself in a dark cave. I'll just let you guys see what happens next. Again, Eric seems just unfazed by these odd events. Can he even see this? And those eyes, those soulless eyes watching Eric as he plays. Could this be what the text at the end of the last video meant? They always see? Could this be Red Steve watching Eric, similar to how we saw Red Steve in the fog last time? As he ventures deeper through the underground, the screen freezes and the words "guilty, guilty, guilty" appear on screen. It's still a bit too early to theorize what this could mean for the story or for Eric, so let's keep going to the next video. Next up is an announcement from Mojang 9/13/2010, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's an announcement from Mojang. Pretty quickly, it's apparent that this isn't normal. Our speaker announces that 2 Mojang employees have passed away.
Vi känner till tragedin som inträffade vid Kimstad station. Alla som är involverade i Mojang är djupt ledsna över dessa tragiska förluster.
Based on the pictures being shown, we can infer that they died in a possible train crash. There isn't much else we hear in the video though, but at the end there are some flashing images that pass by, some of which are emails. The first email reads, "It seems as if you guys have continuously been avoiding the emails. Blank and I have been emailing you guys. You must have realized that we were right about this the whole time. And to make matters worse for you, we found out how you're doing it. I'm sure the public won't be impressed when they find out. So how about you set up a time and place and let us come to a compromise. Otherwise the company will feel the repercussions. Hard. Sincerely, blank." The second email reads, "Thank you for contacting us, blank. Note that this name looks like it could be Emma. We continue to hear your complaints, and as a Mojang employee yourself, we are very disappointed in your threats. You know fully well where we stand on this matter and how much we believe this approach to Minecraft will benefit the sales and the audience. Rather, we believe we have come up with a solution to this problem. Why don't we hold a meeting in the Malmo office? Bring blank too. We can further discuss it there. Sincerely, Mojang." Sounds like there has been some sort of division at Mojang, where 2 employees apparently have threatened Mojang in some way. The last picture we see is a text chain. It goes as follows. Person 1. "Hey, you'll probably have to attend the meeting without me. I'm feeling really sick. Just let me know how it goes. Stay safe. I love you." Person 2 replies with, "Of course. Get some rest. I'll let you know when I get on the train. Good thing these tickets were free." Based on the email chains and what we saw from Mojang's announcement video, I'm pretty sure that whoever got on the train ended up getting tragically killed in an accident. I'll refer to the 2 Mojang employees as John and Jane. Now John and Jane have certain viewpoints and ideas of where to take Minecraft and how it's developed, adding certain features, etc. Mojang isn't totally on board with the idea, and when they push back, John and Jane don't like that. They begin to stop responding to emails. One or both of them even threaten Mojang in some way that we're not made aware of yet. In order to hash it out and come to an agreement, a Mojang employee, possibly someone higher up, arranges a meeting at Malmo office, located in Sweden, paying for John and Jane's train tickets as well. On the day of the meeting, one of them felt sick and skipped out in the meeting to rest. The other got on the train, and neither could have predicted what would happen next. But I think I can. Judging by how much information this video gives us, I believe that the reason for the train crash shown earlier in the video was caused by none other than Mojang itself. So assuming that John and Jane were both aboard the train, Mojang must have caused the accident that ended up killing both John and Jane. Or so they think so. Following the incident, Mojang holds some sort of press conference acknowledging the tragic deaths of them and vowing to work on Minecraft in their memory, covering up any suspicion that they had anything to do with it. Little do they know that one of them remains alive. After that lore dumping, we're back on to some more gameplay with the video titled Minecraft Gameplay 11/20/2011. Now the first thing I noticed is that there isn't any on-screen text and we're in a completely different world, so it's pretty safe to assume that we aren't watching Eric right now. Not to mention it's dated November 20th of 2011, about a year after Eric's initial videos. For most of the video, it's just typical Minecraft gameplay. A bit later on they tame a dog, cook some food, and plant some flowers. Our player then sits their newfound dog down and goes off in the night to begin mining. During the mining trip we hear, well, I'll let you guys see it. Now I honestly could not for the life of me figure out what this is trying to say. If anyone has an idea of what it could be, let me know down in the comments below. At the same time, we see a string of 1s and 0s on the side of the screen, clearly binary. After translating it, we get a link to an Instagram account. Typing in the link and going to it, we get to the account of LinnyB78. No posts, no followers, nothing. The bio reads as follows: Love my fam. Family of 3 plus 1. We miss you, Scout. Now, when I first saw this I wasn't sure what to think, so without any other options I decided to send them a message. You're seeing my message on screen now. It's been about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks since I sent this initial message and I still have not gotten a response. If I get anything back, I'll be sure to post an update. When we leave the caves, we head back to our player's house. Okay, now let's recap what just happened. The dog that was sitting down mere minutes ago is now gone, and upon investigating, our player gets hit by a mysterious entity and attacked by dogs. Interestingly, our player's name is blocked out on the death screen, and just before the video ends, we see the text, "You killed him." Killed. The only deaths we know about is one of the Mojang devs, because remember, the other one felt ill and didn't get on the train. So, could whoever put the text on screen be the surviving developer? Let's keep going to find out. Eric is back in Minecraft beta testing log 12/13/2010, where his objective is to find some structures. So after some exploring, he finds a ruined nether portal. Inside the chest, he finds some pretty basic items, but the only one we need to worry about is the name tag. Now this definitely shouldn't be in beta, but I digress. Using what was in the chest, he lights the portal and goes through. Long story short, it's completely empty on the other side and Eric goes back soon enough. Adventuring again, Eric comes to a village. It looks normal enough except for one building. It has mossy cobblestone on the walls and Mojang banners hanging in the wind. Inside is a lone cartographer. Looking at the trades, all seems normal until for a very brief second the word paper is replaced by the word tickets. There isn't much left of interest in the village, so Eric moves on. After some time passes in the video, he ends up back in the mineshaft from a previous video. But something's different. Something's wrong. There is now a whole rail system powered by redstone torches. Eric is understandably confused by this, stating, "I'm really confused," and "I didn't put this here." So who did? He gets startled when he turns a corner and a minecart almost hits him. He says, "I got in the way," when for a single frame at the end, red text appears saying, "You're in the way." Based on the red color and this being Eric's world, I think it's a pretty safe assumption that this is Red Steve communicating with him. More evidence for this pops up at 8 minutes and 13 seconds, when we actually notice Red Steve peering at Eric from around a corner. As he gets to a dead end, we hear a song begin to play right before Eric turns around, and when he does, there is a woman with a dark, distorted face lunging at him from the dark. Then the video cuts off. The only woman we know about at this time is Jane. Could this be more evidence pointing that after Mojang got rid of John, she took development into her own hands and put something evil into it? It's possible, but I still want more evidence before I say that's what happened for certain. The next video on our stop is Memories, where a slideshow of images play alongside some Minecraft background music. All seems normal enough until we hit the 44-second mark. I'll let you guys see what happens.
Is that module in this game is? A nostalgic trip of light-hearted memories. I yearn for your innocence. I will continue to leave my knowledge in the cracks and crevices.
To me, this was pretty clear that this was either John or Jane that was speaking to us, whichever one survived. But what about Red Steve? Eric being attacked by that woman figure earlier made sense. If my theory's correct, then that was Jane. But what is Red Steve? More importantly, who is Red Steve? Maybe just a digital manifestation of whoever died? I won't talk too much about it since we still have a few more videos to go through. So let's continue on to Minecraft beta testing log 12/15/2010. Back with our main man Eric, where he says that he's supposed to do some more tasks, but he decided he was going to do this one by himself. All he wants to do is expand his house and then show us something he's been working on. So with that, he spends the next couple minutes adding extra floors and collecting sand to get glass blocks. As he gets to work, he says that he's been a bit stressed out. Could it have anything to do with how it ended last time with Eric? Speaking of last time, it turns out the thing Eric was working on was a rail system. He says he used the rails he found from that mine shaft. With that last clip replaying, I do think that Eric's stress is probably being caused by the strange occurrences in his world. After getting home, Eric places all his items in the chest. Notice anything wrong here? I'll give you another few seconds. The name tag is actually missing. I'm embarrassed to admit that I never would have noticed it if there wasn't text on screen asking where the name tag went. Eric makes yet another trip to the village, but something's changed. All the villagers now have names. Most of them are interesting but don't mean anything. There are, however, two that piqued my interest. The first is Emma, which is the same name that I got from that email from earlier on in the video. The second is Gustav, obviously because the channel's name is Gustav Johansson. I don't think that name has anything to do with the story, but it's a neat little reference. We also get to go back to the cartographer villager, or should I say, boss. Eric stares for a second before the screen cuts and a darkened face of a woman pops up. My first thought was Jane, like with all the other times we've seen a woman pop up. But with her being the only woman we know of, it's likely that it is her we're seeing. Back to the house for us, and yes, it gets even stranger. We see a door has been placed near Eric's stairs. Obviously perplexed, he opens the door and steps down the stairs, stating, "You guys watched me build my house. I didn't build this." As he creeps downstairs, the exit gets blocked. As Eric turns to look back at the upcoming door, it's now filled with light. When opened, it looks like Eric has found himself on a skyscraper, overlooking a bustling city with roads stretching and buildings going as far as the eye can see.
Eric, I am here. You are not alone.
So this thing, possibly Red Steve, knows Eric's name. Now, he hasn't said anything about why he's been stressed out, but I'm willing to bet that the reason Eric is beta testing for Mojang is because he's related to one of the two people that Mojang tried to silence. I theorize that Eric is related to John or Jane, and is stressed out over the loss of a family member. He isn't coping well either, as we could see earlier in the video, but as we just heard, Eric, I am here. You are not alone. The next video is an audit report from Mojang titled Mojang Audit Report 9/28/2010. Everything is just a normal video right up until the very last few seconds when the speaker asks,
Can you please explain what this purchase from...
When Googled, this actually comes up as a crane, and in the last frames of the video, a link pops up at the top of the screen. When entering it into Google, we get a dark revelation. A high-speed X2000 train and a crane struck near Kimstad Station. Now, before we go on, I would like to say this. This is a real news article, and based on my research, I'm fairly confident that this was a real accident. So I do hope that everyone related to this incident and that got injured is okay now. Let's go on. The implications of this are huge, but I'll be going over all that at the end of the video, so let's go on. Minecraft gameplay 11/25/2013 opens up with a texting chain of two people. One of the characters is named Luis V. We don't know the name of the other character, but that's unimportant. The nameless guy recommended Minecraft to Luis, so the gameplay opens up with Luis just playing Minecraft. It's all pretty normal up until the 8-minute mark when a tornado comes by, drags Luis out and flings him up. At first, I thought it was pretty funny when watching it, until there was a picture of a destroyed house that flashed on the screen. This was Luis's house, when the text, "We know about your house, Luis," and "We always know." Then, at the very end, some text written in the standard galactic alphabet shows up, otherwise known as the Minecraft enchanting table language. When translated, it says, "Enjoy your copy, Lou." Luis has his own copy. You could almost say that his copy was personalized, made to fit with Luis and no one else. Minecraft beta testing log 12/17/2010 starts us off with Eric again. He reveals that this will be his final video and all he's been instructed to do is to find a map. So without any leads, he stops by the village looking for one. He enters the building with the Mojang banners, and lo and behold, there's a map already in the cartography table. As Eric walks around, he notices a villager named Emma has gotten into his minecart. He accidentally pushes it and goes, "No, my train!" After following the track, he comes to a build of something that looks similar to the train picture we saw earlier. As Eric stands there, he checks the map, revealing the explored parts, resembling the shape of Sweden. Eric's house on one end and the village on the other. And where Eric is standing is where the train crash happened. The villager, Emma, died. The woman, Jane, died. Jane's real name is Emma. To make sure I had the right name, I even went back to the announcement from Mojang 9/13/2010 video and made an interesting discovery. There was another name that was blocked out at the bottom of an email, and looking at the letters again, it looked like it started with a G and ended with a V. I believe it's supposed to be Gustav. Bring Gustav too. We can further discuss it there. Sincerely, Mojang. We have the names of John and Jane, Gustav and Emma, the very same Gustav that's been posting these videos. So now I have the story all mapped out in my head, and the last video doesn't really have any more lore as far as I know, so I'll let you guys watch unreleased Minecraft commercial. And when I come back, I'll tell you the whole story of Gustav Johansson.
Minecraft! craft, explore, defend. There are so many things to do in this blocky world. Collect materials to build huge structures. Mine to the depths of the world to collect precious jewels. Fight off evil creatures in the night. Secure your base with the highest form of technology. The world is really your sandbox in Minecraft. With our adaptability feature within the game, Minecraft learns from you. The more you play, the more it will know. You like to build grand and ambitious projects. Enjoy extra biomes of new materials and decoration blocks. Are you more of a technical player and like to build contraptions? Enjoy a whole new palette of redstone. Whether you like nature, fighting mobs, going on quests, casting spells, building a community, whatever it may be, it's never impossible in the world of Minecraft. So what are you waiting for? Download Minecraft today.
Minecraft is available on PC, Mac, phone or tablet, various consoles, and more. If you have questions about the availability of Minecraft in certain platforms, call 1-800-MINE for more details. Mojang is not responsible for potential stress, anxiety, depression, seizures, psychological damage, injury or death. If you experience anything unnatural, contact Mojang first. All other attempts at contacting law enforcement will be futile. You know better than to do that.
It all begins on May 12th of 2010. We hear a conversation between two Mojang employees discussing Minecraft's development. They even mention adding in hunger and sprinting. One of them mentions that they would like to make Minecraft more unique and personalized to the user. And personalize the game they did. In a cruel twist, Minecraft knows its players. It knows their past, knows their trauma. The game takes your life experiences and codes them in an ever-changing and ever-learning code. Sometime between May and September, Emma and Gustav are causing trouble at Mojang, even threatening them in some way. They stop responding to emails altogether and generally aren't good for the company. A Mojang representative offers to set up a meeting in Malmö, Sweden, where they even offer to pay for Emma and Gustav's tickets. They accept in an effort to repair the damage between them. What they don't know, however, is that this is a trap that Emma and Gustav have just unknowingly walked into. On the day of the meeting, Emma heads out alone as Gustav stays behind since he isn't feeling well. And with one final "I love you," Gustav will never speak to Emma again. On Mojang's end, they've been busy and purchased a crane. They either purposely swing it into the train or leave it on the tracks. What exactly happened, we just don't know. But there was a collision, killing Emma. On September 13th, 2010, Mojang announced the deaths of Emma and Gustav, vowing to continue working in their names. The next event on the timeline is Eric's beta testing that occurs in December of 2010. Now, a big question I had about Eric is why him? Why was he chosen to beta test? I think in some way he's related to Emma and Gustav. In an effort to test how Minecraft can adapt and change, Mojang allowed Eric to test, but with unforeseen consequences. Since the game knows Eric, it mimics his life, it mimics Emma. That's why Emma appeared in the mines among all the minecarts, among the trains. In an effort to personalize Eric's copy, Minecraft virtually brought the dead back to life. But all of these artifacts of Eric's life popping up in the game didn't come without taking a toll on him. He became stressed out, one of the many side effects that Mojang references in their unreleased commercial. Stress. Moving past Eric, we get to November 20th, 2011, where we see the perspective of Lindsay Brown, the Instagram account, LinnyB78. We can see in their profile picture that they have 2 dogs, yet their bio states they only have 1, and that they miss their dog, Scout. And knowing that Minecraft learns about you, when Lindsay tames a dog, it goes missing. In an effort to make this copy personalized, it rips Lindsay's dog away, just like real life. Finally, we come to Luis on November 25th, 2013. He recently lost his home to a violent tornado. He's been recommended to play Minecraft by a friend to help him relax. Upon playing for a little bit, a massive tornado rips him away from home, the same way his home was ripped from him in real life. And finally we come to the end of the timeline, where I believe the unreleased Minecraft commercial sits. After wrapping up this story and slapping a bow on it, I still have some questions. What or who is Red Steve? Is it a version of Emma? What happened to Gustav? Why did Eric's world change from episode 1 to 2? What was up with the broken Google Drive link in the description of Mojang announcement video? Why did G4T_EQ pop up for a split second when Eric was looking at flowers? Now maybe the answers to these are hidden in the videos that I just missed, so if anyone thinks they know, let me know in the comments down below. Now this is my first ARG explaining video I've done, so if I missed something or you think you know the answer to these questions, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to think. But with that mystery solved, this is where the video ends. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.